How's it going, everyone? Hope you're doing well. This is going to be the Battle Pass tanks for Season 9. Now, I'm going to be playing the 60TP, the Progetto 65, and also the AMX 13105. As you can see, these are the free tanks that you can get skins for in the Battle Pass by completing the chapters. So you will not get the tank, okay? I'll make that very clear. You do not get the tank from this. You just get the 3D style for the tank. And it is a progressive style, so it does go up in stages. As you can see, level 1, you don't get absolutely anything until you get to level 10, in which case you will then get the second stage of the camo. Then at level 30, you get the stage 3, and at level 50, you will get the stage 4. This is all for free, so all along the top here is all the free tier, and then the bottom tier is the one that if you choose to pay money, you will be able to get access to all of these along the way. It doesn't really matter which one you go down. At the end of the day, all you're getting is the skin. So if you feel like you want to get the skin for the 60TP, if you're one day going to grind it, then get it. Or if you do like the Progetto, then you can obviously get the Progetto or even the 13105. But we're going to take these tanks out for a spin and see what they're all about. In the first game, we're going to be playing the 60TP, and then we'll move on to the Progetto, and then we're going to have to move on to Big Nooba to play a game in the 13105. Okay, so with the 60TP, we are using hardening, rammer, and V-stab, and we do have the shell organizer directive so that my ammo rack is not as weak, because this thing loves to get ammo racked, and yeah, it's just not a good time, to be honest. At least with this, it does help out quite a bit, so we'll use that, and hopefully we don't get ammo racked. Right, so our first game is on highway. We are going to go to the city, so I'll see you in about 10 minutes when we actually finally get there. And our EBR has spotted absolutely everyone. Oh, I don't think that EBR had a good time. Wow. He spotted what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 enemies, right? Yeah, about that. Wow. Okay then. Well, I'm sure he had fun. So we are finally into the city, and let us see what we can do. We're going to try and side scrape on this corner to start off with. Hello, 121B. How do you do? Kran has been a little bit aggressive, which is interesting. Ah, bonjour! We even get the nice little tracking shot. We're going to medkit that so that we have our not HP, but we're not stunned. Actually, nice. Bait the shell there. Very nice. Okay then. Well, let's fall back because, for goodness sake, because RT is just going to be continuing to pummel us, as you can tell, and that is not going to end well. So we try and put one in, but we're stunned because the shell actually landed a good 10 meters next to us. But again, yeah. Yeah, the problem is that we don't have anyone to our left. Like, we have the VZ, but that's it. Like, that's the only support we have on the left-hand side. I mean, to be fair, it's not too bad, considering. Because most of the enemy, I think, are going to be going back to their base in a second. So, hopefully we can maybe catch someone out here. Even this Kran, if he chooses to try and go back over this way. Doesn't look like it at the moment, though. Well, we need to get some damage done, and sitting around here is not going to be getting damage done, really, is it? No. So, let's see where this 121B's gone. He has moved. And he has moved quite far, to be fair. Ah, hello. I don't know. Is he behind this bit or? Yeah, I mean, whatever. Nice. We actually high roll him. And he's got heat loaded, so he will go through us every single time. Wonder if he's going to try and shoot through the wall. Yes, of course, Sati. You want to shoot me only. Alright, we kill that guy. Now we don't have to worry about him. The Kran is still alive somehow. I'm not entirely sure how. That missed. Lovely. Artie still wants to shoot me only, which is lovely. I'd like to get another shot onto these over here. But we are not going to get it. That Leo is also over the other side. I mean, I very highly doubt that that hit anything, so we have to just keep pushing forwards. And the Kran died. Okay. Thanks, gun. The only problem with the 60TP is that it's a bit too slow in these types of games. Like, cleanup is not happening. Like, the tank is just way too slow. And we're going to be loading heat here because I want to make sure we actually pen. Like, there was nothing for us to do in this game. Yes, I know heat's very, very overkill for that, but I want damage, not kills at this point. I don't care. Low roll a lot there, actually. And maybe we can finish this guy off. No. Well, I mean, we get 3k out of it. It's not great. It's not terrible, but, you know, 4.5k combined is fine. Yeah, at the end, it's just a bit too slow. But we can apply that and get some nice juicy XP. Yeah, it wasn't a terrible game by any means, but it could have been a lot better. Unfortunately, a lot of the tanks just didn't come to the city, so the potential damage that was there was all kind of over the other side of the map, so we couldn't really farm as much as we wanted to. And sure, like, I didn't play exceptionally well, but Turbo would help us out there, but at the same time, you can't really drop the HP because it's just too important. Getting permatracked as a heavy tank is just death, to be quite honest with you. You just can't drop it. So HP boost is super nice to have. And then you have rammer, and then you have V-stab, which two of them are just a must. You know, pump up that DPM because you have 750 alpha. The more DPM that you can get out of that alpha damage, the better. Because especially with these types of tanks, most of the time, as soon as you hit 0, especially a heavy tank, you are ready to fire at something. Because you're in close quarters, you're in proximity of each other, and you can just get that shot out straight away. So rammer is just a must for those types of situations. Anyway, moving on to the Progetto 65, a tank that I don't really enjoy, but let's go with it. We do have optics, vents, and a V-stab, as when this thing got nerfed all those years ago now, it is actually years ago. That is depressing to think about that. I actually really enjoyed this thing before it got nerfed. And to be honest, they could have just nerfed and got rid of the rammer, but instead of that, they increased the bloom, and it's just... The bloom on this tank is just not nice, to be quite honest with you. It's really not. So we need V-stab, and you could even go for IRM instead of optics. Unfortunately, I don't have 2 equipment loadouts for this tank, but I would go either IRM or IAU as this one, and then have optics on more of the open maps. Either way, let's go. So we're on Ghost Town, and we're going to go to the right-hand side and see what we can do. The problem with this tank, as you can tell, I still haven't loaded my first shell, and now it's I think 12 seconds. I think it's about 14 seconds of the first one, then 12, then like 10, then 8, or 8 point something. Maybe 8.2. We'll see in a second. That is the main problem with this tank. It takes so long to actually get your last shell that some maps you actually need to fire before you even get that last shell out. So it is quite annoying some of the time to actually play this tank. So here we are though. We have got our shells ready. And what we're going to do, I'd like to try and shoot some people that are crossing, but there's no one to actually spot this area, which is a little bit of a shame. The other annoying thing about this tank is that it gets really, really good HE rounds, and you can't use them. What do you mean you can't use them? Well, because it takes so long to reload. Even with intuition, it only loads the first shell at that, you know, super fast speed. So even if you have intuition and you know, and you want to load it out, you can't 90% of the time. Because by the time that you load all your shells with HE, the enemy is either dead or gone. So it's kind of pointless. You would need to preload it and get it ready and, you know what you're doing. Artie really enjoys that STB apparently. And this is a chief. He is HP boosted. And now the artillery really, really enjoys me, apparently. I would like to try and get some shots on this chief. But at the same time, I'd also like to try and run away. There we go. Can't speak. Unfortunately, we are stunned, which is less than ideal. I wanted to try and track him, but I mean, sure. I don't know how, to be honest. I really don't know how. I'm sorry, my fellow Chief Gamer. Unfortunately, that was not the play. So, we have now got one shell remaining. And we need to just wait. Them pushing up like this is just stupid. I don't know why they're pushing this. I'll try and get maybe one more shot out. The Leo rolled for 511. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now what we're going to do is just wait a second. Because obviously we're spotted still, as you can tell. We're now tracked, we're stunned. It's lovely. I want to try and run away, but I don't think we're going to be able to. We get spotted here now. Unfortunately, that we don't have anyone with us to actually help us out in this situation. And that's our last shell. Well, we get 3k. Unfortunately, there's 2 artillery, and that just ruined our game. And our TDs just pushed into all the enemy. Like, I don't know why. We had the Badger and the E3. All they had to do was just hold this area at D1. That's all they had to do. There's no need to push into this because you just die. You instantly die as soon as you try to push into anyone that's sitting over here. Because what happens is that when you try and push this, anyone that's sitting down here will be able to snipe you, and anyone sitting up here will also be able to snipe you. Oh, not to mention that anyone in the city will snipe across. So we've really lost most of the map. We own a quarter of the map, and they own 3/4. So it's not looking so great. Not gonna lie, even though that it's not looking so great, we could still end up winning this just because of how hard we could camp. But I mean, I think that showed you everything about this tank because, yes, you can still get decent damage, but it's just annoying. Well, I mean, I was slightly wrong. I mean, we lost, but we done 3.1k. We come top on damage, which kind of says it all, to be honest. So yeah, that is the Progetto 65. Is it a bad tank? I mean, it's not an awful tank, but at the same time, why would you play this when you could play the Leo 1, the SDB 1, even the M48 pattern I'd rather play than this thing. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting tank. And I think the auto reloader is just a little bit of a gimmick half the time. Because there's just some situations where it's just so annoying to have. And in some where it's okay. You know, like clipping out that chief. That was nice because we could just, you know, dump all our shells. But at the same time, I would have been doing similar stuff in Elite 1. It just would have taken a little bit longer. So, yeah. Anyway, let's switch now to Big Nooba. Okay, so we are now Big Nooba. Let us go and have a little look at the 13105. This does have camo, don't worry. It's because I have this one on and we haven't upgraded it. As you can see, if we go to level 3, it starts to get a camo, and then level 4, it looks very, very different. So we will be playing this with CVS, optics, and a rammer. The reason why we use a rammer is because it doesn't really get that good stabilization, and you do want to use the gun on this thing because the gun is actually quite good. Even though that, yes, the standard shells are not that great. They only go at 1,000 meters a second, and they do only have 234 millimeters of pen. And by the time that reaches 500 meters away, it goes all the way down to 187. So not the greatest. And that's even with that in the first slot. So yeah. If you didn't know, then if APCR is your standard round, and it is the, you know, the first slot round, standard, not premium, it will lose exactly the same shell penetration over distance as AP would. I mean, we'll take a clip of HE, because why not? Do we have intuition on this thing? Do we need intuition on you? No? Do we need intuition on Ducky? Oh, we have intuition. Lovely. Okay. Let's go and play some games. Well, one game. Okay, so we are on... What is this? Mountain Pass? Mountain Pass. Right. We're on Mountain Pass, and we have an EBR on our team, so that's half of our spotting just gone instantly, which is lovely. Really, really fun that he's on my team. And look, he's just going to go and sit into the bush that I want to sit in. So that is even better, actually. What an amazing, amazing experience for light tanks. You know? I mean, we might be able to get a shot on people as they're crossing. Maybe we get one in. Okay. It's not too bad. I mean, on this map, you don't need anything more than one light tank per team. And I really do wish that they would implement, like, a light tank matchmaking per map. Like a limit. Because it's just stupid having anything more than one light tank. Just kind of ruins the game for the other one. Especially as it's an EBR. Like, what I'm meant to do against an EBR. He's going to try and blind fire this bush, I think. I'm going to get out of the way of this Leo. Because... just kind of blocking him. And let us now load some heat rounds. And let's see if we can go and take any shots at the T-57. Oh, what lovely timing. That's a mouse. Yeah, okay. Well, this is good. Nothing to spot. Nothing to shoot at the moment. Very good. Honestly, this is the main reason why I don't like light tanks. I hate the maps on this game for light tanks. Because half of them you just can't do anything on. Like, if I have another light tank that's an EBR on this map, I'm useless. Like, completely useless. I have to play like a medium tank and just pray that it goes my way. Let's go back down to APCR and let's see if the FV is on top of this hill. No, not that I can see straight away. Okay. Now, I don't know what his plan was, but it didn't quite work out. So we'll just hide behind here and wait to be unspotted. What was he doing? Okay, so we're now reloaded, we're unspotted, and the FE is up here. Let's kill this guy. Lovely. You know what? We'll go for the reload straight away. Go for the reload and we just wait. Wait for a few seconds. Chill out. we don't need to rush anything. Remember, we are in a fast tank. We don't need to go straight away to the opposite side of the map. As you can see. We may even be able to get a shot on this M48, maybe. Although I think he's hiding behind the FV. So probably not, actually. So satisfying. I'm on reload. This is less... this is less than good. Oh, dear. I don't want to overpeak this, because if I overpeak this, then I could just wait for this IS-7, to be honest. If I overpeak this, then he could have an easier shot. Whereas if I just stay here, he would have to overpeak a lot to be able to get me. I mean, we get one shot in, so I suppose that's okay. If we can get one more clip out, then this game's been okay, but doesn't look like we're going to get that one clip, unfortunately. Yeah. I mean, the game's fine. We killed artillery. That's all that really matters, right? We get one more shot out. 2.3k. It's not too bad considering it's a 15-5 game. And it's a very, very fast game. That's not so bad. Could be better, obviously. If we didn't have the EBR on our team, then we would have got a bit more spotting, but nothing you can really do about that. That is just how dumb light tanks are in this game, unfortunately. Now, is the arty up there, or is he at the back there? That is the question. It doesn't seem that he's up the top of the hill, so we'll just wait and see if we can get a shot at him. There we go, we can get one more shot in. Lovely. Very, very nice. So at the end of that, we can apply it, which is very nice. We get 2.7k, 500 assistance. Not really too much we can do else. How much assistance? 3k. We'd have probably got a fair amount of that. It's the reason why I just don't like light tanks. I don't like the maps, and I don't like that I'm matched up against, you know, EBRs. And when I say matched up against, I mean like they're on my team. I am competing with my own team. If it's on a map like Prokhorovka or something like that, then 2 light tanks can work. But on a map like Mountain Pass, 2 light tanks does not work because you don't need to spot anywhere else apart from that one location. That's just how the map is. So it's super annoying when you get another light tank on your team because you're just competing for damage. And I wish they would allow a limit per map. But, I mean, we can't be too sad about it. It was an okay game. So I hope you did enjoy this. Obviously, this is a little bit of a different video, just talking about the tanks. I did do this last season for the Battle Pass. I will probably continue doing this every single season because it is a good thing to kind of learn about the tank that you might be grinding up to. Because usually when the Battle Pass actually starts, then the top of the tree is usually 2 of the Battle Pass tanks, and then the next one is usually the 3rd, and then so forth. So it is nice to know what you're grinding up towards and if they're really worth it. So yeah, let me know down below what you think in the comments. As always, if you did enjoy this video, you know what to do. I'll see you all in the next video.